I hope you like my intro in the beginning of the video. It's something new that I'm trying to do. But anyways, just let me know if you like. Let me know if you like the little intro. Should I keep, you know, should I keep the intros in my videos from now on? Like, just let me know in the comment section below. I did one with Family Matters. I did one with Full House. I did one with Friends, and I'm also about to make a new one. That's coming very soon. Just a little something that I do just for shits and giggles. Kind of like a like a theme song, you know. But yeah, anyways. Alright, you know what time it is. Once again, as usual, time's right about that time. Note to self time already, motherfucking. If you don't know it now, you know, bitch, straight into it. Let's do this motherfucking shit, man. This video that I wanted to make has been long awaited and long overdue, man. I've been trying to do this video, but I've just been so busy with work and everything. But, however, I finally have time to do this video, so let's get straight into the shit, man. Wasting no time at all. But my thing is, man, it's been a while since I've made a video, man. But, so forgive me if I'm a little rusty. But this video topic that I'm about to make is about, these two very big YouTubers. One named Tommy Sotomayor and the other is Kevin Samuels. Kevin Samuels versus Tommy Sotomayor. What is my opinion on Kevin Samuels? I like Kevin Samuels. Kevin Samuels seems like a pretty cool dude. He says a lot of things that is similar to Tommy Sotomayor, but I just feel as though he's just more of a classier, more of a, I wouldn't say classy, more of a, Kevin Samuels comes across as more classier, more sedity, more uppity, sort of like, he's just, but, more of a, I don't know. Like Kevin Samuels, his style is similar to Tommy's, but I would say it's different in the terms of he talks about high value men. Women call in on his show and they talk about, oh, well, what do I need to do to get a high value man and a guy that makes six figures and shit? And like he's just his delivery and the way he talks to women is similar to Tommy, but like he's like Tommy Sotomayor, but like in a suit. He's like the corporate version of Tommy Sotomayor. He's like I don't know. I mean, my thing is Tommy Sotomayor has been around much longer than Kevin Samuels. Kevin Samuels, he's new to the scene, and he blew up with his video that happened within the coronavirus era of, remember that conversation he had with the woman to where he was saying that, oh, you're average at best. That shit went hella viral and shit like that. So yeah, you know, um, there's a lot of he's gotten famous. He's been on a lot of shows. He blew up like crazy. He blew up like a motherfucking nuclear bomb. Just he's all over the internet, just famous and shit. Apparently, Tommy Sotomayor had caught wind of Kevin Samuels, and he is accusing Kevin Samuels of stealing some of his shit. You know, I mean, how do I feel about Tommy Sotomayor coming at Kevin Samuels? Um, do I personally believe that Kevin Samuels is stealing all of Tommy Sotomayor's material? I don't think he's stealing all of his shit. I mean, there's some talking points that I do believe that Kevin Samuels takes and uses his argument to his own benefit, you know? But I don't think he's like stealing Tommy Sotomayor's material because Tommy Sotomayor's material is completely different from his, you know? Kevin Samuels talks about the dating field and shit. Tommy Sotomayor, he's like a jack of all trades. He will talk about everything from the black community to he would talk about dating. He would talk about black families. He would talk about fucking the he would talk about politics. He would talk about a whole bunch of things, not just about dating and shit. He would bring up shit that happens on the news. He would report the fucking news. Like there's so much things that Tommy Sotomayor does. It's hard to keep a track of all the things he does. Kevin Samuels, his forte is more so just on dating and high value men and what do you need to do to get a high value man and shit like that. Like him, I don't know. His style is more different, but I could see how his styles will be similar to Tommy's. Well, the thing is though, Kevin Samuels is newer than Tommy Sotomayor is, so I mean, and I'm pretty sure that Kevin Samuels was a fan of Tommy's, and so a lot of the talking points he would take and just be like, well, let me just incorporate that into my shit, which is what a lot of these YouTubers in the manosphere, in the red pill community, they do. Sometimes they do so without giving Tommy his credit. And to be honest, Tommy, he's been getting upset about that and he's been coming to collect, I mean, to be honest though, how do I personally feel about Tommy Sotomayor coming at Kevin Samuels? I mean, like if he feels like Kevin Samuels is stealing his shit, he has a right to speak on it if he wants to. But the fact that Kevin Samuels isn't responding to him, it kind of does look like from a vantage point because Kevin Samuels isn't speaking or addressing Tommy. It kind of looks like Tommy is clout chasing because now he's gotten bigger. Like, do you understand? Like, if Tommy's the smaller person, saying that that guy stole my stuff, and Kevin Samuels isn't addressing him, then of course it's gonna look like to that other person, to people seeing it from the outside looking in, it's gonna appear like, oh, well, you're just clout chasing, you're jealous, you're hating, and all this shit. But the thing is, though, it's like, ugh, I don't know. Tommy should have been more famous than he is now, but people keep on taking his shit down. You understand how big Tommy would have been had he not been shut down? A lot of people avoid Tommy like the plague. Charlemagne the God, Tariq Nasheed, all of these people who are important, big people, they avoid this man. Like, a lot of people have to admit that they like Tommy in secret. Nobody wants to come out and say that they are a fan of this man because lots of times it's going to cost you your job, it's going to cost you your livelihood. A lot of people are too afraid to outright say that they support Tommy and shit like that. So it's, you know, I just don't know. He just, I don't know. It's kind of hard for a lot of people to say that they like Tommy. But when Kevin Samuels, he's new to the scene, if he could take the same message that's similar to what Tommy Sotomayor uses and make it digestible towards an audience of people to where he could become famous off that shit, then, and his delivery is much better than Tommy's, then people are going to gravitate towards him and not Tommy. You know, but even so, there's still women who hate Kevin Samuels because of the way he just, like, they don't care about his delivery. They just don't like the fact that he's talking and calling women out on their bullshit, you know. But okay, do I believe that Kevin Samuels is stealing from Tommy? There's some of his points that there's some of Tommy's talking points that he takes, but I don't think he's stealing his whole material. Tommy has a right to feel the way that he wants to feel, because to be honest, Tommy has been doing this shit way before the shit was cool. You know, like, people were against him, his channel's being taken down, his family threatened, all this fucking shit. Tommy was in the trenches talking about this shit before it was popular to talk about it, and this nigga's livelihood was getting threatened because of it. Now a new nigga steps into the scene, none of that shit is happening to him, and that nigga's thriving way better than Tommy is. To be honest, I would understand the resentment behind that shit, because it's like, well, it's just like, if I were to make an analogy, like, a lot of the people who used to watch anime, and, you know, back then anime was for nerds. If you watch anime, you got made fun of and picked on at school and shit. And now you see all these rappers bigging up anime and all this shit, and you're like, what the fuck? So now anime is cool, but when I was in school, I was supporting anime before y'all motherfuckers thought it was cool. The same niggas who used to pick on you for watching anime are the same niggas who are over here wearing Dragon Ball Z and Naruto t-shirts. That's bullshit, you know? You can't just support anime now when it's cool. But before it was cool, you were making fun of me, calling me a dork and a loser because I read manga and shit. Now everybody wants to hop on the anime train. Everybody wants to hop on the comic book train and shit. Fuck out of here, man. I mean, to be honest, that would piss anyone off, man. It's the struggle that this nigga went through to get to where he is. And now another nigga who didn't have to suffer through any of that shit has surpassed him in something that is basically his territory. You know? That to me would be if I was Tommy, that to me would be a big insult. But then you have to take into consideration in 2012 when Tommy came into this YouTube shit, right? There were other niggas before Tommy talking about the same shit, you know, before it got popular. Okay, there was niggas like Sergeant Willie P, Dan Freeman, David Carroll, Aqueezy 100, Nut Ward, a whole bunch of niggas, and this YouTube shit, Avenue Rants, all these niggas who came way before Tommy talking about this shit. When Tommy came on the scene, Tommy was the fresh on the scene guy. Like, everybody was talking about it before Tommy. This was like barbershop talk shit from the barbershop that niggas was talking about way before. Um, way before Tommy came on the scene. People were talking about this shit. But the thing is now, you know, people were just on YouTube, but they weren't monetizing their shit until Tommy was, you know, getting paid off of his shit. So, I mean, Tommy does get his credit, you know, before people were just on YouTube, but they weren't monetizing this shit. Nobody knew that you could actually get paid for making videos on YouTube. Now people are getting paid on YouTube, and now this shit is like a revenue thing. People are making money off of this shit. Because Tommy was the first motherfucker on this shit to be like, I'm getting paid off this shit. So now everybody who was in the black sector of YouTube, they're talking about donations. Nobody, listen, I give Tommy his credit in terms of saying, hey, nobody was monetizing their channel till Tommy came on the scene. Nobody was doing radio shows and blog talks until Tommy came on the scene. Nobody was doing any of that shit. I mean, people were just making YouTube videos back then. Nobody had a show. Nobody had like a live stream or none of that shit. It was just, hey, I just make YouTube videos and that's it. I don't monetize my shit. Now people are starting to monetize their shit. People are starting to even buy equipment and shit like that. It's just, I don't know. He has created inadvertently an avenue for other YouTubers to, to be able to thrive. And even to his dismay, surpass him and the shit that it is that he was doing, man. I mean, Kevin Samuels was a disciple of Tommy at a certain point in time until he started doing his shit, man. I don't know. I think he gets some of his ideas from Tommy, but I don't think that he copied off of this nigga or he's like stealing from him. I don't know. It's kind of hard to explain, but I could understand how Tommy's feeling with the whole like, okay, if you're not gonna mention that you got this from me or like, because the thing is, Tommy, he's gotten into similar beefs with other YouTubers like Minister Jap. You know, he's gotten into similar beefs with other people about the same type of shit. You know, a lot of these niggas will get together, forming coalitions like the Manosphere and all this shit. But for some reason, nobody wants to invite Tommy to their shit because people look at Tommy as a shit as a wild card. He is he's somebody who is a third rail. He's somebody who is like, okay, he's too extreme, even for the extremist. And that's why lots of times he doesn't get on people's shows. That's why Donovan Sharp fucked around and did that little bitch shit and ghosted him. I don't know why. Maybe because he was too afraid. Maybe it's because he was too afraid to have a conversation with him. Maybe because Donovan Sharp feared that he was going to get outshined on his own show. I don't know. But, however, how do I feel personally about Kevin Samuels? I mean, to be honest, I don't really watch Kevin Samuels too much. I mean, I've seen a couple of his shows. I mean, they seem to be interesting, but I just feel like, in my opinion, Tommy Sotomayor, he's more entertaining, in my opinion, than Kevin Samuels. Kevin Samuels, he seems to be the type of nigga who takes himself very seriously. He's very straight-laced. He's very uppity. He's very sedity. Now, I like his shows, and he seems to be like a cool person to watch from time to time. But to be honest, a lot of the YouTubers I used to watch on YouTube, I stopped watching them because I just became so much of a fan of Tommy that I'm just like, well, I'm just going to watch Tommy instead of all the other YouTubers I used to watch. So I would still say, if I were to choose between Kevin Samuels and Tommy, I would say Tommy is the better YouTuber because I've been watching him for years. Matter of fact, I could watch him for hours and and, uh, and just never have a dull moment, you know? Um, it's sad. Like if hold on. But yeah, Kevin Samuels, he doesn't strike me as a comedian. He's not really a comedian. Tommy is a comedian. Kevin Samuels, he isn't a comedian. His show is just more like informative. You know, Kevin Samuels, he could be funny when he wants to be, but he's not a comedian. Matter of fact, he takes himself very seriously. He doesn't strike me as a comedian. But Tommy Sotomayor, he is a comedian, and he goofs around a lot. He's more so like he seems like somebody that you could get comfortable and have a drink with. Yeah, but anyways, at a certain point in time, I just think that Kevin Samuels and Tommy Sotomayor need to have a debate. They need to have a discussion. They need to speak to each other. They need to be able. It would be nice if I seen them have like either a debate or talk to each other. Either Tommy comes on the show or Kevin Samuels comes on Tommy's show. But I just think at this point it's wishful thinking. Kevin Samuels, he's just been ignoring the shit out of Tommy. So now it's gonna make Tommy come across to be like he's someone who he's gonna appear to be like a stalker, somebody who won't leave Kevin Samuels alone. Oh, why do you keep talking about the nigga? You made like 27 videos about the dude. And you won't leave him alone. Like it's just like I don't know. I mean, he has a right to say that if his stuff is being stolen, he should at least show evidence and stuff like that, which he's done. And I'm just like, yep. I saw something like he's played videos of Kevin Samuels of the shit that Tommy Sotomayor says, like the Madden King and shit, the hobosexuals. That was Tommy's. The fucking, you know, I just don't know. The what was that like? There's just a lot of shit that he said that's similar to shit that Tommy would say. I just don't know, man. And it's just, uh. But like I said, man, I don't really watch Kevin Samuels too much. I'm more of a Tommy fan more than I am Kevin Samuels. So even if Kevin Samuels is stealing, you know, I, I would um I would have to pay more attention though. But to be honest, I've seen Kevin Samuels show. He's nothing like Tommy. He's just more Kevin Samuels is more serious and more stern, while Tommy is more erratic and more like goofy, more like comedian type. He's more eccentric. Yeah, but anyway, sooner or later, if Tommy Sotomayor makes enough videos, and if his Kevin Samuels fans keep on addressing Kevin about Tommy, then um, I guess what Tommy's strategy is he's gonna try to force Kevin Samuels' hand to try to address Tommy. So now you can't ignore me. You can't say that, oh well, I'm busy and all this other fuck ass shit, because now your fans have been telling you about Tommy and shit like that. So now you have to respond and address this nigga now. So I mean, it just depends, man. Either way it goes, it would be good to have a conversation. It would be good to have a debate. Let's I don't know about but I don't know, man. Kevin Samuels looks like the type of person who can actually handle negative PR. Um, I don't think he's the type of person to address negativity like Tommy would. Even though Tommy is, I would assume, is like well versed in like the debates and shit like that. Kevin Samuels, he would strike me as more cool headed, more level headed, more calm. Um, Tommy Sotomayor, um, I just don't know. It's just yeah, but anyways, like I said, man, Tommy Sotomayor, he did pave a way for a lot of these niggas, man. A lot of these niggas out in there, he did pave a way for them. But however, it's just like you know, in the same way that Tommy was the flavor of the month, back in 2012 and all these other places where he just finally came in and just blew up, you know. I feel like, you know, there's always going to be someone new. And that new person is Kevin Samuels, who came in and now he's blowing up, you know. So, did you understand? In the same way that all them niggas were jealous of you for blowing up as big as Tommy did, as for the people who were jealous of Tommy for blowing up as big as he did, do you understand? It's almost as if the tables have turned, and now Kevin Samuels is blowing up in the same way because he's the new guy on the scene. You know, I just don't know. It's getting a little bit things are getting a little bit dramatic. Things are getting a little bit more, I just don't know like how to explain it, but it's just like, uh, hold on. But just to put the long story short, I would just say that, it's just with the way things are, with Tommy going at Kevin Samuels the way it is, it just seems like it's one sided. It seems like Tommy's doing the attacking and, Kevin is just really just either trying to cover his ass so he doesn't get outed for stealing, or he's trying to shit. He's trying to make well, or he's trying to make Tommy look like he's the one who is delusional. Hold on, wait a minute, that didn't come out right. Let me repeat that again. What I'm saying is, you know, the Tommy Sotomayor versus Kevin Samuels dilemma sounds more like a one-sided. It sounds like it's coming. It appears to be one-sided in a sense to where Tommy's attacking Kevin Samuels and Kevin Samuels isn't responding, making Tommy look like the delusional person who's clout chasing, rather than even if Kevin Samuels is stealing from him, he doesn't look like a person who's stealing from him because he's just minding his own business. While Tommy's just going at the person looking like the crazy one in the situation. So, you know, yeah. But anyways, I'm just going to keep on watching as the story unfolds. But anyways, let me know what you think in the comment section below. Is Tommy Sotomayor right about Kevin Samuels stealing from him? Or is, he, or do you think that Tommy is clout chasing for, attention or whatever? But I already gave my opinion. Just let me know what you think in the comment section below. But until then, I'm going to be watching to see how everything unfolds. And that's pretty much all I have to say. But until then, I am out. You already know what it is, man. It's the underdog motherfucking soldier.